I started this event back in 2017. Create a space where people can just share a moment of their lives and not fear judgment, criticism, but feel very empowered to be as authentic, vulnerable, and real as they wanted to be. And we've all been there. You think you're all alone, you don't think anyone cares, you don't believe that anyone will understand, and you think that you can't get out. Right now, someone out there is going through exactly the same emotional process. Your circumstances are unique when you went through it, but the feeling of suck is very much the same. The loneliness, the guilt, the shame, all the dysfunctional stories in your head. Someone's going through that right now.
For the last 22 years of my career working with the big banks, one of the big things that people ask me is, Sean, what are you passionate about? And why do you do this business? Being able to help clients save money. Let's face it, life's expensive and it doesn't seem to be getting any cheaper. The key is consolidation and refinance.
Surrey Honda features a large selection of previously owned vehicles. Finance and lease rates are available 7 days a week. The parts and service department is only closed Sundays, and there's multilingual staff on site. At Surrey Honda, 15291 Fraser Highway, 1 block east of 152nd.
Express Lane Auto Body is family-owned and operated with over 20 years of auto repair experience. The ICBC accredited body shop is located at 132nd and 78th Avenue in Surrey.
Welcome to this space that I've created. It's actually for you. So this space tonight, it's an opportunity to put aside everything that's outside. A trigger warning. All of the stories that you're hearing tonight are personal in nature and can encroach on dark topics of abuse, self-harm, addictions, or going down paths which might trigger you. And if that's the case, the exit is to your left, and the lounge, the beautiful lounge, is just outside. You can just chill out, and when you're ready to return and join us, you can do so at that time.
Okay, well, I'm Robyne Shea, and I'm about to tell you how I leveled up. I've also developed a career in film as a production assistant, which sounds way more glamorous than it really is. So after the last 2 years of putting my own self back together and realizing that as much as I had to go through everything that I went through, I'm much better off now, as scary as it was to take that first step and load all my stuff into boxes and disrupt my children's world and create a new one for them. So we've grown the yoga business, I've traveled international, and now, after a lot of hard work, both physical, emotional, and mental, a lot of nights crying on the floor, or in my bed, or the bathroom, or the kitchen in the morning, making coffee, I'm excited for the future. And my kids, as much as I was worried about how they would react, have actually grown up so much. And we are now quite an amazing team. And the littles, that's what I call them, they're 12 and 9, they're my inspiration and they're my motivation. And you see, after working a 12 to 15-hour day in film, and I come home and they say, oh, Mommy, you're so tired, you work so hard, come sit and cuddle. That makes it worth it. You know, we think it's the paycheck, but it's those moments that they learn to appreciate us and respect what we do. And they see hard work and they see that it pays off. And in that, they've grown. And there's no words that can express the joy in seeing that. Oh yes, and my oldest son. We are much repaired because you see, in the last 2 years, as much as someone had told him that I was weak for doing what I was doing, he has seen that it took more strength, more power, and more time to create and recreate what I did. And he now respects me more than he ever did. So you see, after some serious moments, conversations with myself, and in those moments of despair, self-pity, and feeling like the whole weight of the world was on my shoulders, and that I had completely failed as a human and a mother, all those moments I sucked it up for the kids. All those moments I walked away to not fight, and all those moments I allowed him to speak to me in a disrespectful manner. I had to take responsibility for those moments. I had to take a hard look at myself as to why I would allow someone to treat me like that, cross over my boundaries. And so I learned this. You have to shed all the burdens, and you have to sit in the hurt and the shame. And sometimes you have to sit in that uncomfortable place. You have to let the tears fall and strip away all the armor, and only then you can see and acknowledge your truth. Once you strip away yourself from what was and separate yourself from what is or will be, then you can see and speak your truth. So ultimately, in essence, I traded in my BMW for a turboed out Jetta, which is rallied and takes a corner like a dream. I traded in my 5,000 square foot farmhouse for a 1,500 square foot townhouse. And well, you can see I don't wear any diamonds. So I traded in the reflection for shine because, as you know, diamonds reflect, they don't shine. And that is how I leveled up. Thank you.
Surrey Honda features a large selection of previously owned vehicles. Finance and lease rates are available 7 days a week. The parts and service department is only closed Sundays, and there's multilingual staff on site at Surrey Honda, 15291 Fraser Highway, 1 block east of 152nd.
Express Lane Auto Body is family owned and operated with over 20 years of auto repair experience. The ICBC accredited body shop is located at 132nd and 78th Avenue in Surrey.
So welcome back, everyone. So I'm going to pose yet another question. Now, just close your eyes and think of the one thing that you lack that you want more than anything else in the world, personally. And what would that be? And what would you do if it was presented to you? What would you do to get it? How far would you go to get this golden egg that's presented right in front of your face, but you had to give something to get it? What would you give, and how far would you go to get it? I know each one of us has a different answer. I'm going to share a little mini story, and I only clued into how ridiculous my quest was from my sister when we had a sit-down talk. Well, she asked, I was going 150% chasing after a goal, and she asked, what's the goal? And I couldn't answer the question. She goes, okay, so if you don't know what the goal is, when are you going to stop? I couldn't answer that question either. And she goes, you do know that this is totally unachievable. You don't know where you're going to go. You don't know what milestone markers there are. So why are you doing it? And I remember that conversation, and it took many, many, many years and a lot of work before I realized deep, deep down, the only answer that was there was for money. And I couldn't admit it to myself because it was just such a crappy excuse. I'm doing all this for money. Why? Well, I just wanted more of it. Well, how much is enough? Lots. What does that look like? I don't know. Look, when I want a few more zeros. What happen? When are you going to stop adding the zeros? Because you don't know what you want. How much more money will make you happy? And then the answer to that, to be honest, the more money I had, I wasn't happy. But the question came back to, what do you want and what are you willing to give to get it? So with that little frame put in your mind, I would like to invite our next speaker, Jeanette Martin, to answer that question from her point of view. Jeanette Martin.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would just like to say I am enjoying seeing the red in the audience. It does my heart well. I am a girl who loves love. I love to see faces. I love to see smiles. I love to connect stories. I love to hear somebody's stories, so much so I've developed a business all around the love of sharing stories. I'm going to put my heart up over there. You may concentrate on it or concentrate on me, one of the two. And this is a story of how I leveled up based on love. I am a 56. When I was talking to Winston a week ago, I was a 55-year-old woman. This past Monday was my birthday. Yay! I am a 56, single, white female. And I have got a lot of love. I was married for 27 years. I was with my husband, our ex-husband, for 30 years. Met when I was 21. He was 33. He had 3 children. There was love. There was lots and lots of love. It ended very amicably, and we went on. So in this last couple of years, I've been working on myself. I've gone to meditation retreats. I have read the books. I have decided that it's time to level up and put my heart out there. So in my business, as I said, I love to share stories. So I help people utilize social media, and I have one of my great connections up in the audience today. Little did I know, and then I met his tribe, so I feel like there's a bunch of love in the back of the room back there for me. And I had decided that it's time to level up, and I'm going to try, back up a second. I teach people how to use social media for good. I teach them how to put their story up on LinkedIn and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter to connect. Because if we've made that bond in our life, if we've made that hug in our life, it's time to take it to online. And when you tell your story online and your truth, no one can call, and I'm so excited I get to say this because normally when I train I can't, bullshit on you when you're telling your truth on your social media. So it's like, okay, it's time for me to take and put my love out on online dating. I'm a busy 56-year-old entrepreneur, and I don't have the time to look for people. Though a little caveat to that, I was having a conversation earlier, that I'd often prayed to Source or God or who you call it, and it says, bring me someone who would I like to do? Bring me someone. I've got a classic car. I love to network. I love to go out to festivals. Bring me somebody that does that. And then I had another conversation with myself, getting my head not in my heart, that, if we break up, who gets the networking event? If we, that car show that I met at the car show with my classic car, I can't go to that car show anymore. So it's like, okay, got to go online because I believe these platforms are abundant. So there I go. And I got a little bit of a prop here. Excuse me for a second. I have led a phenomenal life. I have traveled to 20 countries. I have been 5 continents. I have experienced amazing things. So you know what? I've got a fabulous profile. I've got pictures of me having fun. I've got pictures of me just looking amazing. I'm a catch, according to out there in in the online dating. So my little headline, about Jeanette. Fun and quirky. Very curious about life. I am 5'10", if I stand up straight, but that doesn't say here, with curves and soft spots. No players. Honest men only. I enjoy cooking, arts, music, spending time exploring local places. Traveling makes my heart sing. Philanthropic work, extremely important to me. So out I go, and up goes my profile on numerous different platforms. And remember, these are platforms that I paid for. I'm like, we all say, if we don't pay to play, you're gonna get good players. Yeah, that's the story there. Pay to play. So up, I was getting messages left, right, and center, because I'm a catch. Hey guys, I'm a catch. And I caught the eye of this one particular gentleman. And he was a silver fox. What girl, when you're my age, doesn't want a silver fox? He was tall, he was Italian. His wording was very similar to mine. He liked creativity and the universe and God and getting out there and really experiencing life. Like, oh, I found my soulmate. This was awesome. And we carried on. We talked back and forth, or text back and forth. That's what tends to happen a lot. And then we finally said, hey, let's call. And he happened to live in North Vancouver. We chatted on the phone, and his language was my language. We all know the love languages, remember? Words of affirmation, gifts. Oh, what are some of the other ones? Acts of service, time. So he was giving me time. He was giving me the words of affirmation that just seated in my soul. And we got deep really fast, because I believe, as someone else said, that time is the ultimate currency. And I'm going to live to 104, so I'm only middle age right now. But time is of the essence. So we got deep really fast. And we exchanged many phone calls. Love almost right away. I love you. You love me. I want the best for you. And it went on to him telling me that he was up for a promotion. And this promotion, he had to fly to Calgary to do this big proposal. I'm like, go, you're gonna get this. I believe in you, this is incredible. We were talking language of the hour. Our life is gonna be better. Our dreams are gonna come true. So off he goes, and he presents in Calgary. He gives me a call back. And my name to him was either Bella or Angelo, which is angel in Italian. And he called, Bella, I got it. I got the job. I'm like, oh my gosh, Leo, this is incredible. And he's so excited. He says, oh, I have to go now. I have to get over to celebrate. I'm like, oh, awesome. And he sends me a picture of him with the president of the company. Then about 3 hours later, he calls me back, and he says, Bella, I'm so sad. I'm like, oh my gosh, up, down, what's going on? And he says, they want me to go to the project right away, and it's out in Newfoundland on an oil rig. And I'm like, okay. And we just basically met within a month. I'm like, you go. Oh my gosh, who am I to stop you in your destiny? Go. You're only going to be 5 weeks. Oh, time, go. So he says, are you sure? And I'm like, you go, you explore. We'll live. We've got communication. And off he goes. And a couple of days later, we finally connect again over broken internet, and we still kind of communicate. And he gives me a phone call, and he says, Jeanette, I need help. I can't get into my email. And I said, okay. What do you need done? He says, well, this project I need an order placed. I need an order placed to get all this building materials that I need. And I'm like, okay. I can do that for you. I've got the internet, so off I go. And I put the email together pretending to be his wife because that's the way that his business was run. I get the confirmation. Oh, got the invoice. Great. Awesome. He goes, okay, I need your help. I went, okay, awesome. I've got the internet. I want you to dial into my bank. Oh, dial into my bank. And I want you to transfer the money for me. I'm like, okay, awesome, no problem. Get into his bank, there, and I see there's a $5 million deposit from Esso because he's working on an oil rig. I'm thinking to myself, who the heck have I got as this guy? He's got $5 million in the bank. And this invoice was for $1.7 million. I helped him transfer this money away. I felt so incredibly important. I felt like, wow, I'm like the wife, and I am helping my boyfriend across the way, and it was awesome. I was a lady, and he was so happy that he was going to be able to continue on with his job. The next day, he gives me a call and says, "Oh, when did they say that that's going to come?" And I said, I think 30 days. Oh, that's not good enough. That's not good enough. I need it faster because I need it. So I sent away another email, and of course they said, yeah, air freight, it's going to be $31,000 US. So I says, oh, great, okay. Do you remember how to get into my bank? And I walked me through, and he says, yep. And I went, your bank says it's suspended. And he goes, what do you mean? You were there yesterday. I said, yeah, it's suspended. And he goes, oh, okay. Let me hang up. And then he started to call his bank and try to figure it all out. And back and forth we go and talking, and he's getting more and more distraught. And this is playing on my heart because this man, I want him to be a success. Our destiny was at stake because of this. So we were chatting away. And in my heart, I'm like, oh, you know what? Because I said, I can help you. I can help you. And he's like, what? I says, I can help you. I have the money. And he said, I can't take your money. I cannot take your money. I'm a man of conviction. My reputation may be at stake, but I can't take your money. And I said, look, money to me, seeing your faces today means more to me than the zeros in my bank account. I will be okay. And he goes, no. I said, let me do this for you because it'll be okay. Because he said the money was going to come back. Regardless. So I liquidated some of my funds. I sent away the global money transfer. Away it goes. About 36 hours later, he gives me a call and he says, the person hasn't got the money at the other end. I said, I did what I had to do. Says, no, you need to go to your bank. So I ran to my bank and I had my personal banker do a global money transfer or global money inquiry. And they were questioning me. Are you sure that this is what you were supposed to do? Are you sure that this is all legit? And I went, I love this man. It's almost like I had to justify my own money, what I was able to do with this money to the bank. And I went, no, it's okay. It's okay. Well, we put the money, put it out there, and then he talked to me. He says, you know what? I don't think the money's going to go through properly. Can you get it pulled back? And I went to my bank and I said, let me see if I can get it pulled back. And they said, it's going to take 21 days. He was a little distraught, and I said, look, Leo, this is the way it is. It's going to take a while, and you got to figure it out. Yeah, we'll figure out something else. And I'm scheming in my head, who of my friends can I ask? Because I'm going to get this money back, apparently. Who else can I help? Because I want to save my face. Like, this is the man that I love. He spoke my language. He talked to me for hours and hours, my other quality time. So that, I kind of disconnected from the outcome. That's going to do what it's going to do. I then decide, hey, we're continuing on, we're chitty-chatting. Fast forward one day, I'm out on a barbecue boat. Has anybody seen those little round barbecue boats in Granville Island? They go out and you've got 8 people and they're like a little inner tube and you've got a barbecue. I'm out with some girlfriends because I needed some girlfriend time with all this drama that was going on in my life. And we're chatting away, having a great time. And one of the girls was saying about her online dating experience. And she was saying, oh, she's had like thousands of guys and they've all been duds. And she said, have you ever heard of Google reverse lookup using Google Chrome? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Says, well, you take the snapshot or a screenshot and you're able to upload the picture into Google, and Google will tell you if it in fact is a real person or if that picture has been used anywhere. Well, in my heart, I'm thinking, no way. My guy's beautiful. We exchanged love. It's passion. It's great words. No, my guy's awesome. I'm so sorry, Nancy, for you. You've gone through this. But my guy's amazing. But we all know human beings. What's that phrase? Curiosity killed the cat. I went home, took his picture, and uploaded it into Google. And up, I found he had stolen someone's identity. A doctor from Germany. I found this particular doctor's Instagram page came up with all the pictures he had sent me that were him. I found his LinkedIn page of the person he frauded. I found out all this information that he was not who he was. This was on Wednesday. Thursday, it was a ghost. I didn't hear anything from him. And then Friday, he sends me a message, and I saved it on my phone because this man had an amazing gift of words. And we would often exchange words that would lead to more creative words. So he sends me on August 2nd, 8:15 p.m. Knowledge, wisdom, life, learning, letting go, transcend, awakening, love, infinity, soul,